Okay, so today I wanted to show you my Orient Pro Saturation Diver, or 300 meter Pro Diver in red. Now, to start with, I'd like to say that I really like this watch. It's big, it's heavy, it's extremely well made, and I'm just really surprised about how much I like it. Now, I'm not going to go through all the specs because they're pretty easy to find, and everyone else that does videos goes through specs, but suffice to say it's big, but even though it's big, it's not unwearable. Now, I have watched other reviews where people are saying that it's just impossible to wear as a daily wearing watch, and it's not something that you should do, and things like that. I really couldn't disagree more. I love wearing this watch, and I don't dive. It's got a real wrist presence that give it some real character. It's big, it's heavy. With the bracelet, which I think is a very good bracelet, you're looking at about 220 grams. And when you take into consideration its height as well, that means that you're going to know that you're wearing it. But that is something that I like. And if you have if you have your bracelet set up correctly, then it shouldn't be too much of a bother for you. Now, I like it because of its size. I like it because it's tough, and you don't have to worry about it because it's not expensive. It's got a few little marks and things on it, on the clasp, of course, and on the bracelet. But otherwise, it's in pretty good nick. You can see there the diver's extension. That's quite a helpful feature, or micro adjuster, or whatever you want to call it. That's pretty handy, particularly if you're wearing your bracelets fairly tight, which I've started to do and enjoy. So it's good because it's tough, it's good because it's big, it's good because it's got wrist presence. But one of the things that's really fun about it is that it's uncommon. I've never seen anyone else with this watch, and even when I'm watch shopping or going and looking at authorized dealers around the place, no one even knows what it is, and most people are interested. Most people can recognize that it is a really well-made piece, but like most watch people, they don't know anything about Japanese watches, and I'm more than happy to tell them about it. So those are the things that I really like. Do I dislike anything about it? Well, if you look at the dial, I'd say that it's a little crowded. The upper right-hand corner there, where the power reserve indicator is, it is a bit crowded, if you're being picky. Having the power reserve is an awesome feature. It's a bit of fun, but I personally could do without it, and I think it clutters up the dial a little bit. But I know that's going to be something that polarizes people. Some people are going to love that complication, and there'll be a few people like me who don't really care for it too much, but it is what it is. The other thing is the color. I don't think that the color will be absolutely loved by everybody. It's a very, very dark orangey red. In fact, I like it. I would have preferred to have bought the black one, but when I bought this watch, which was 3 or 4 months ago, only the red one and the white one were available. So I chose the red, and in fact I'm quite happy with that now. The black one does look incredible. The white one, it's a good looking watch, but it's not for me, I don't think. I think it's probably the least attractive of the three. So a couple of interesting things about it. One thing is this anodized bezel. Gives the bezel a really interesting look, and it seems really tough and scratch resistant. You can see the numbers and the minute indicators are quite deeply engraved in and colored. I think that's a really interesting and fairly unique feature. Now, of course, everyone seems to want to talk about Loom when we're talking about dive watches. The Loom is excellent. Even on a dull day, the Loom will be visible, in daylight or indoors. It really is quite incredible. Other little details that I like, little etching on the crown there. These crown guards are good in the position, the 4 o'clock position of the crown is excellent. I also like the Orient engraving on the case back. I think that's a really nice touch, particularly for a watch, of this sort of price. So that's it. That's my Orient saturation diver. Now it does come with alternate rubber bands or rubber straps. They're quite good. I just don't really like rubber straps, so I don't wear them very much unless I'm using the watch for something that's where it's going to take a couple of knocks, something sporty. So these watches, they have a recommended retail of about 2,000 US, which I don't think anyone ever pays. They're more likely between the 1,000 and 1,200 mark US. Now, I was lucky enough to pick this one up for about $750 brand new from my guy here in Southeast Asia. Really good deal. Really couldn't be happier with it. Only bought it because I recognized that it was a deal at the time, and I love Japanese made products. I'm a super nerd for that kind of thing. So that's the only reason I bought it, and actually at the moment it's probably my favorite watch. Oh, I just remembered, while we're on things that I don't really terribly love about the watch, is the bezel action. It is very stiff. I guess it's best to be over stiff than to be loose. I never use the bezel, so I really don't care a lot about that, but it doesn't quite feel as it should. It really takes some effort to get it turning. All right, anyway, that's the Orient Pro Saturation Diver in red. Let me know what you think. Do you have one? Do you have a white or black one? Do you think they're better? If you've got any other questions about them, let me know. I'll be happy to answer them, and happy to give you my opinions on what you're going to buy. All right, so signing out, and talk to you next time.